What's good, y'all? I'm Chief the OG, and welcome to the Rich Before 30 podcast. This is episode 9 of the podcast. I'm excited about that. Today we will continue with Chapter 2, Action, in the book Rich Before 30 by Gavin Meredith. Today's topics are positive thinking, avoiding negative thoughts and hating on others, believing in yourself and your dream, and we will touch again on how power is attained. Last episode, we touched a little on how to attain power, how to be happy, and how to change your spending habits and way of thinking. Now we'll continue with Chapter 2 Action of the book Rich Before 30 by Gavin Meredith. If you're reading along, we're beginning on page 41. Let's have a listen.
Always be ready to act when the time comes. The version of you that wants to be rich, do you listen to them or do you follow the majority? Put your thoughts in action. If your thoughts are positive, the end result will be good. If your thoughts are destructive, the end result will be evil. The key and one true source of power is your thought and the actions you take. You shouldn't hate on people. That's a negative thought, so you will suffer the negative effects of your negative thinking. The one purpose of life is growth. Make a habit of substituting destructive thought with constructive thought. Don't be afraid to use your imagination. Imagination created every great invention. Imagination is thought in action. Imagination is not to be mistaken for daydreaming. Daydreaming will get you nowhere. You can't think about negative shit all day and then expect something good to happen from thinking positive for 5 minutes. You need to think positive all the time. You need to make it a subconscious habit. Think of your favorite brand. For example, I'll use Nike. The company Nike, which is a household name, once was just an idea. It took imagination, positive thoughts, and faith. Nike would be nothing today without action. You have the power to alter your destiny. You've wanted to change your life. Honestly, you've been wanting to change your life for a long time, but you somehow keep finding yourself stuck. Sometimes it's hard for you to put your ideas into action. When this happens, you get back to the same old bullshit. Do you wonder if there's something you're missing? When you finally get tired of feeling stuck, you decide to go after the life you want. To get rich, you don't need divine talent. You just need to have faith and take action. The happiest people I know are improving and evaluating themselves. The unhappy people are usually evaluating and judging others. Never blame others for your shortcomings. They are yours. Own them. Dissect and accept how you ended up where you are. You can create for yourself any conditions you desire. Believe that what you want already exists for you. To think and act correctly, you must know the truth. When a thought of negativity creeps in, start thinking, saying, and doing positive things. The way to fight darkness is with light. Just like prayer, you'll begin to realize that you are the only one who holds the power to make change in your life. Plant your seeds, water them, and watch them grow. Once you've practiced and learned these keys, you will have learned that nothing happens without thoughts put into action. You will know how to control any situation. When you win, as you will know exactly why. Most people are controlled by their feelings or emotions. They think only in self-defense. Every problem they have someone or something to blame it on. Someone who understands that everything they desire is up to them will see issues clearly and fairly, knowing that the world has everything to give. There is an abundance of everything in the world. Constructive and creative thought, along with wisdom, courage, and strength, eliminate all competitive thought. There's enough for everyone. Happiness and getting rich are a result of power. Living a life less than or living an unhappy life is the result of weakness and lack of power. It comes from nowhere. It is nothing. To fix this, you must develop power. The only way to develop power is through exercise. Practice these ideas and concepts. You must apply your knowledge. You can have all the know-how, but if you don't apply your knowledge, you will never see the results you desire. To exercise your imagination, take a look at the objects around you and think of the process they had to go through to become. A wooden table, for instance, was at once just a tree. The tree was then slabs of wood, Someone had the vision to turn the wood into a table. Visualize this table of your creation. What color is it? Okay. Once you can visualize something, the only thing that remains is a matter of time. Once you visualize it, it can be done. What is rich? Rich is power. What about possessions? Possessions are items you acquire from putting forth your knowledge into action.
Wow. Put your thoughts into action. Putting your thoughts into action is the only way to see results. If your thoughts are positive, then you'll see positive results. If your thoughts are destructive, the results will be evil. If you don't think you can get it done, you won't get something done. You have to have faith in yourself and you have to believe. Your thoughts control your ability to act. So the key to taking powerful action is thinking that you can take powerful action. You have to believe it. You shouldn't hate on people. When you hate on somebody or what they have going on, it's a negative thought, meaning you're thinking negatively. And from a negative thought will only come negative results. You've got no idea what someone else had to go through to get to where they are in life. If you envy what someone else has, or if you envy their position in life, remember that they are a unique individual in this universe, and so are you. Live your passion and do what makes you happy. Point of life is growth. Everything in life grows. You got to get rid of your negative thinking. Sometimes when we come up with an idea, we'll shut down our own ideas. Sometimes when our friends have ideas, we respond negatively. You've got to begin substituting your negative thinking for positive thinking, where instead of thinking of all the ways something could go wrong, begin thinking of all the ways something could go right. This is constructive thought. Constructive thought helps build your self-confidence. Never be afraid to use your imagination. Imagination has created every great invention. Imagination is thought in action. Our ability to imagine things is our ability to create. Now, imagination, some people mistake imagination for daydreaming. Now, imagination is a part of the creation process, but daydreaming is not the same. Daydreaming is very similar to wishing, and daydreaming and wishing will get you nowhere. And don't think 5 minutes of positive thinking is enough to change your habit of destructive thought. You've got to practice positive thinking all the time. Realize when you're thinking negatively and realize when you have destructive thoughts. Take your destructive thoughts, bag them up, and throw them in the trash can. Get them out of here because they're not helping you. They're only going to slow you down. You have got to think positive all the time. I suggest thinking of your favorite brand, and for me, my favorite brand is Nike. Now, a brand like Nike, or even Sony like the camera I'm using, would be nothing today without action. Thought and action give you the power to alter your destiny. You have the power to alter your destiny. I thought the other day, I heard on a commercial, the question was proposed, do you know your future? I thought on the question for a second. Initially, my answer was no, and then I thought, well, yeah, I do know my future. When you make plans, and when you set out these goals, and you execute your goals, you know where you're headed. You know where you're going to be. As I have done in the past, written down goals and executed them, this podcast was even one of them. Today's podcast was a goal that is now being executed. Therefore, when I had the idea of creating a podcast and made it a goal, I predicted my future because I knew where I would be today. So as for today, the goals that I make is predicting my future tomorrow. Set your goals and set them high because it's you who's predicting your own future. A quote from the book: to get rich, you don't need divine talent. You just need to have faith and take action. You putting forth the action to see your dreams come true is the only way to see them come true. If you don't put forth the action, then your ideas will be stuck in your head. and never come to fruition. As I mentioned earlier, don't hate on people. The happiest people I know are improving and evaluating themselves. The unhappy people are usually evaluating and judging others. Never blame others for your shortcomings. It's not a coworker's fault they got a promotion and you didn't. It's not one person's fault that they've sold millions of records and you have yet to do so. It's not anyone's fault that someone else's business or brand has seen great success but yours hasn't yet. Never blame others for your shortcomings. They're yours. Own them. When you place blame and say things like, oh, if this were different, oh, if that were like this, then my situation would be better. You're placing blame and not owning the issue. Once you own up to your problems and your shortcomings, you can correct them. You can dissect them and accept how you ended up where you are today. You got to believe that everything you need is already available. To think and act correctly, you must know the truth. You must know your truth. Now, your truth is not these negative thoughts that you allow to creep in. Your truth is your passion. Your truth is what makes you happy. Your truth is you living out this dream of the person that you know you're capable of being. The way to fight darkness is with light. When you think positive things, you are able to do positive, therefore making a positive change in your life. As you begin to practice this, you realize you're the one who holds power to make change in your life. Plant your seeds, water them, and watch them grow. This simply means practice. Keep practicing, kicking out those negative thoughts, replacing them with positive ideas. Nothing in the world happens without thought put into action. Most people are controlled by their feelings or emotions and think only in self-defense. Every problem you have someone or something to blame it on. But someone who understands that everything they desire is up to them will see issues clearly and fairly. They know the world has everything to give. With your newfound knowledge of kicking out negative thoughts and creating constructive thought, this wisdom builds courage and strength and eliminates competitive thought. There's no need for competition when there's enough for everyone. Being happy and being rich are a result of power. You are only powerful when you put your thoughts into action. Living a life less than is a result of weakness or lack of power. Lack and lack of is nothing. It comes from nothing. You must correct your thinking. When you correct the way you think, you'll develop power. And just like physical strength, mental strength is developed with exercise. So continue exercising, putting positive thoughts into action and getting rid of your negative thoughts. Shut down your negative thoughts before they start. Shut down your negative thoughts before they take root. Now, you could be listening to this and you could already have known this or have all the knowledge in the world. But if you don't apply your knowledge, you'll never see the results that you're looking for. You'll never see the results you desire. The book gives a visualization exercise, saying to look at whatever objects are around you and think of how it was built or how it came to be. For instance, there's a table in front of me, and the idea is the table was once just a tree, and someone thought to turn the wood into a table. The key is vision. The ability to visualize is your ability to create. This is the godlike power we were all blessed with. Creativity. Once you can visualize something, it can be done. Action is the only way to get there. What is rich? Rich is power. What about possessions? Possessions are items you acquire from putting forth your knowledge into action. In closing, stop placing blame. Don't hate on others. And what are you waiting for? Take action now. Your knowledge is useless if you don't put your knowledge into action. If you haven't already, be sure to pick up a copy of my book, Rich Before 30 by Gavin Meredith, available on Amazon. I'm CHIEFtheOG, and this is the Rich Before 30 podcast. See you next time.